So happiness. Tears of sadness to tears of joy story. We dream our lives in grand gestures, but we live our lives in small moments. Kent Newburn. Grace. Big and small. Have you ever had a period in your life where everything just seemed to flow? Where you felt in alignment with the universe? My day started like every other day. As I awoke from my peaceful sleep, I stated my affirmational questions and gave the universe gratitude for the blessing of waking up to another beautiful day. I have programmed my mind to start and end every day with an affirmational question like, why is the universe aligning with me on everything I need today? And, thank you for all the blessings I have in my life, etc. I drank my coffee in my favorite mug, which has I am grateful for printed on the inside lip. It serves as a reminder for me to be grateful for the many blessings I have in my life. However, on this day my heart was especially grateful for no specific reason at that point. I watched the sun rise from its slumber. It was willing and ready to start the day doing its job brilliantly, as it does every day. I reveled in its beauty. Its glory spread out over the bay, reflecting its golden rays, making the dancing water glisten like diamonds, which gradually spread its radiance through my home. It was magical. As usual, I headed off to work. But when I arrived, I realized that I had forgotten that my 10 a.m. had rescheduled, and I had not removed it from my calendar. I had 2 free hours before my next appointment, and I wanted to spend it wisely. I looked on my bookshelf for something to read and came across a book entitled Small Graces by Kent Newburn, 1998. A client had given me the book years ago, but I had never taken the time to read the small, inspirational volume. Coincidentally, it had a picture of a feather on the front cover, and a picture of 3 rocks on the back. I have programmed myself to be in a gratitude state of mind whenever I see these symbols, love links. Upon opening the book, the first thing I read was this quote, "We dream our lives in grand gestures, but live our lives in small moments." Reading this quote sparked something in me. I recognized the simple truth in this beautiful statement. Newburn wrote a beautiful chapter called The Window of the Heart. To paraphrase, he was writing a piece about life in nursing homes. He shared about a resident named Alice and his sense of rage at the heartless way some elders must live their lives. When he first met Alice, she was gazing out the window, admiring a beautiful cathedral that she avowed was more beautiful than some of Europe's most famous churches. In so many words, she said that seeing this cathedral every morning, with its radiant light, was a gift. Newburn said, "I did not know what to say. I was prepared to look with sadness on the shrinking horizons of her life, to weep for her lost dreams, and the tiny window that framed the boundaries of her day. But those were my tears, not hers. Her tears were for the beauty." As I read those words, tears started welling up in my eyes. My heart was awakened to my very own Alice story. A few weeks before reading Small Graces, I recall going to the home of this book's editor for a work session. Before we got started, Lynn Ellen, my editor, invited me to sit and visit with her and her beautiful 96-year-old mother, a woman who exemplifies internal beauty and grace. She is also sharp as a tack. As I sat down, Lynn Ellen's face beamed with a radiant, sincere smile. She said, "I am so very blessed in my life. Look at Mother sitting over there by the window. Look at the rays of sun shining on her. I feel so blessed that I have had her as my mother all these years. Look at Miss Merriweather, the cat sitting next to me, showing me unconditional love every day. And you," pointing to me, "sitting here and my getting to work on this project with you." From my perspective, before she shared her feelings of gratitude and all the abundance she has in her life, I was more aligned with what Kent Newburn was thinking when he first went to the nursing home. I was feeling sorrow and empathy for Lynn Ellen's plight. However, like Kent, it was my sorrow, not hers. It was my heart bleeding tears for her plight in life. They were not her tears. Note: this is not to say that Lynn Ellen did not have her moments of grief for the life and health that she desired, but her overall countenance was that of grace and gratitude for life and the privilege of being alive. You see, Lynn Ellen, as of this writing, is dealing with the residual effects of COVID-19, which had taken a dreadful toll on her lungs. She is still tethered to the oxygen concentrator, 10 months after her hospitalization. She was also recovering from hip surgery and back injuries, which caused her to be less mobile and had serious pain issues. From my perspective, she had every right to feel sorry for herself and to be discouraged about her status in life. However, she chooses to view her life through the lens of gratitude. Like Alice, she sees the beauty in everyday life. This magical and synchronistic day got even better. After I read Small Graces, I phoned Lynn Ellen to share this story, and my heartfelt gratitude for her and her role in my life. I had another client come in for a session that day. I felt compelled to share the above story with her as it resonated with the idea of synchronicities. I suggested that she create a sign to use as a prompt to serve as a reminder that she is on the right path and to be in a state of gratitude. My sign or reminder is a feather. Every time I see a feather, I smile and say thank you to the universe, God. I am on the right path. The client chose a palm tree. I found that interesting and profound as there are palm trees everywhere in Florida. The intention of this exercise was that every time she sees a palm tree, she knows she is on the right path, and it will serve as a reminder to live in a state of gratitude. The client left my office, and I picked up Small Graces again. The book fell open to a different page. On it was a paragraph that blew my mind. It is a wise person who seeks the counsel of a tree. An oak will teach you about strength, a cottonwood about endurance, a willow about grace, an apple or cherry tree about abundance. A pine will show you humility before God in a way that takes the shape of praise. A palm will teach you about celebration. Everything I was reading in this book was so on point. First, because I have a deep love for trees, and I utilize the symbolism of the tree of life in my sessions with clients. When I saw this paragraph and read the part about the palm will teach you about celebration, I was elated. I took a snapshot of the paragraph and sent it to my client. Needless to say, she was blown away. Who writes about a palm tree with a spiritual bent to it? I also noted a picture of 3 rocks on the back cover. I often utilize the metaphor of carrying rocks to show the importance of only carrying one's own burdens. Wisdom rocks. And of course, there is a feather on the cover. Big-time synchronicity, sign, and confirmation from the universe. Note, wisdom rocks represent the burdens, lessons, or issues that one must learn to grow. If we carry another's rocks, it may deprive them of the wisdom they need for their personal growth. Love link signs are everywhere. Thank you for listening to So Happiness.